This is Let's Talk About It with April, each and every Tuesday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Let me just say this real quick, just in case people don't, you know what I'm saying. Let me just say this real quick. I'm having bubble guts. Do you hear me what I'm telling you? That butterflies, I have bubble guts. Like, I don't know if anybody understands that, but I get super duper nervous before the lives and throughout the race. I think at some point I do get a little comfortable at some point or whatever. And I don't notice it, but I guess it just happens. And so I just put that out there for anybody thinking, I'm like, oh, she listen. These guys come in, oh, I'm so nervous. Like, I'm just as nervous and just as uncomfortable. And to be quite frank with you, I actually appreciate that. Because I kind of feel like, okay, I'm not on my own. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is purpose driven. And I ain't trying to get too deep, but that's kind of like my reminder that I'm not just, doing this for the likes, doing this for the gram and all this and that. I do have to announce, so we are not just on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. We're also on Twitch. I didn't even put that out there. You know what I'm saying? I'm booked, I'm behind, whatever, pray for me. And so we also on Twitch. Don't ask you for the name. We're going to figure that out every day. And, but we are on Twitch as well. And so I just want to thank everybody for their patience, their support, their referrals, and for trusting me. Like, seriously, for trusting me to help share your story, to talk you through your journey. So this evening, yes, dear house, listen, see, y'all don't even understand what be going on behind closed doors before we go live. We be vibing by the time we go live. We feel like we be knowing each other forever. So I love it. It's so aligned. I'm so excited. And I want you to introduce yourself for those that may or may not know you.
Thank you, April. What's up to everybody that don't know me? It's your girl, Mizz D. That's Mizzd. You can find me everywhere. Entrepreneur, extraordinaire.
I love it. Extraordinaire. Yeah, that part. Extraordinaire. So, born and raised. Where were you born and raised?
Richmond, Virginia, in the North Side.
Okay. Another Richmond native. Shout out to Richmond, DC. Y'all, we don't go there. That's all I'm gonna tell y'all. Shout out to Richmond.
Yeah.
Okay, so household dynamics. I mean, you don't watch enough, right? You know where we going with it, right?
Yeah.
What part of Richmond?
The North Side of Richmond.
Okay.
Born and raised. I'm the youngest of 6. Okay. 4 girls, 2 boys. Okay. And I grew up in a single parent home by the time I was born.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we finally got to, I feel like I don't know about everybody's oldest and the first, and I'll be like, well, I don't know. I feel like I'm the only one to be the only child on these lives. And so, because I just don't I don't have that experience, right, of having to look out and make sure. And so, but you got so how many girls are older than you?
Everybody.
Okay. So how many girls was it again?
It's 4 girls, including me. 2 boys. Okay. And the distance is my oldest brother is 12 years older than me.
Okay.
So 12 years older, 10, 8, 7, and 2.
Okay. 2 years. Okay. We're gonna talk about 2 years. Okay. So so how was that like for you in the household, the youngest?
In the aspect of what, just in general, or
just in general.
It came with its perks, but it comes with it's a 50-50, right? Mm-hmm. The perks is pretty much everybody gonna spoil you, having others to kind of navigate me through life, interesting. But also other dynamic, you get left out as the baby. Don't nobody want, the little sister. I mean, we was close knitted. I give it that. Like, I feel like I had a dynamic with each of them growing up. Like, they all gave me something. It might not have been the same thing, but they did. I had, like my oldest brother is video games. Okay. So just as an example, but it's interesting. You, as the youngest, I feel like you get to observe a lot. And so I feel like it does kind of change the trajectory of how you view life. A lot of times you're trying to be steered a certain way. So I rebelled with certain things. Just because don't tell me what to do, and then I saw you do this.
Right. No, I get that. And so the running joke in my family, baby of 9, April, my name. Everybody else has Muslim name. Well, let me be clear. I have a Muslim middle name.
Okay.
But all of my other siblings have either a Muslim first and middle, or first, or so it just, so April was just, if I went through my siblings' names, you'd be like, huh, who, how you spell that? But so the running joke is that when I came along, because apparently I wasn't supposed to come along, she's supposed to have been done, because mom was 40. And so they say, oh, well, she just named you April because she ran out of names. Because I was born in April. They say, what month is it? They say, she said, what month is it? Okay, name her April. And I was like, I thought I had a little more sentimental value to my name. And so that's the kind of running joke.
Just name her April. We done ran out of stuff.
Yeah, like, what month is this? Okay, that's her name right there. And so, I mean, granted, my mother's middle name is May with the E, so, that's just a running joke. But I get it to the idea of, like, left out, but kind of almost like the family was already solidified. Like, where you come from? You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody kind of grown and teenage, and then here you come. And so I think I got a little bit of that, right? That okay, yeah, I got the sport back, but I definitely I think there was okay, here we go. So I think there possibly was a bit of resentment, like, another one, like that type of thing, like, yo, I thought she was done.
So I'm gonna say this: I gotta shout out the first 4.
Yeah, how about that?
4, because I feel like because I was so much younger than them, they looked at me like a baby. So it was more nurturing versus, when you start getting a little closer in age, the biggest rift was between me and the sister that's 2 years apart. Right. So that was kind of like, why are you here? My mama had me at 41. And it's kind of like, oh, I was the baby, you ruined my life.
Exactly. You took my place. Yeah. Totally get that. Okay, so what is the dynamics of the household like? Do you feel like y'all like very much family oriented? Like extended family around a lot, grandma around a lot type of thing, or was it just y'all?
My mama house was like all be all, shelter come one come all. Like that was just my mom. So like we had to share my mom in that regard. Everybody, she was the go-to. Everybody wanted to be around Aunt Dorothy, and I mean it was 6 of us, so we lit, so it's kind of like, no, we want to go to Aunt Dorothy's house for the summer or the weekend. So definitely grew up around extended family. Real close knitted. I mean, it could be a random Saturday and my mama literally just had a pack of hot dogs or hamburgers she wanted to throw on the grill to get rid of. And where we lived at was kind of like a main street, so a main side street.
Okay.
So people ride past, oh, what y'all doing out there? Before you know it, it's a full-blown cookout. I mean, the works, You got steak, crabs, beer, sides, So it was kind of like, even with the friends, it was the go-to house for the friends too. So I was definitely raised with the extension. Yeah.
I love that. So I'm sure that kind of helped with, or should I say, I'm sure that kind of helped keep you occupied with only having your mom raise you, right? Like kind of I hear it this way, you correct me if I'm wrong, kind of like keep you distracted from dad not being there in the actual household, or did it not? Was it not a distraction?
So my mom allowed, he could pull up any day of the week. Good. Honestly, that's the only father I know. That's not my biological father.
That's okay.
That's the only father I know. My real father died when I was 10, but again, I don't really know too much. So this is this is dad, you know, not biological father, but this is dad. But she would allow, I mean, you could come out from school here in the parking lot. So
I love it.
Might not have helped when it came to her boyfriends, but
I'm sure that's her story.
Was never really missing. Our dynamics was different. We can get to that maybe later on in the show, but I did have a male presence, you know, a strong male presence. He was very laid back and chill. He a man of little words, but when he spoke, it meant a lot. So I didn't miss out on it. But because I didn't feel like I got the nurturing that I deserved or needed from him. So I always still felt fatherless.
And you mean from biological? Or
both.
From both?
Because I didn't find out, I mean, I kind of had hints, but I didn't find out about biological until I was like 18.
Oh, okay.
Right. So that's literally dad. That's why I said that's dad, you know. But you know, I just felt like, I'm not even gonna say I feel was happening. I was being treated differently. So
and that's actually what made me ask the question, because I know of many whose dad was not in the household, but they did have a relationship with them. But it was still, it still didn't suffice.
Yeah.
Right? Because it's something about being under the roof. And I think that when you're in that, and not to say that they can't be effective and can't have relationships, but from what I've heard from many people who actually had a father in their life but just wasn't raised in the same household with them, they weren't fully satisfied. Right? Absolutely. They wasn't able to be fulfilled with that relationship.
Absolutely.
So I want to touch on like middle school.
Okay.
So middle school, how are you? Like, what kind of student are you? Like, what kind of daughter are you? Like, where are you mentally in middle school?
From the outside looking in, I could be looked at as strange. I knew a lot of people, but I was standoffish. I've always was kind of withdrawn from people. Because people were mean. You know, I was a good student. But in middle school I started talking to boys. So I think that shifted me. But I now know why I was like that when I was little. I didn't know then. It was my discernment. And when you're 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, you don't know why you feel like this. Like, just to give you an example, to kind of put some context to it. I remember I went to school one day, and I'm so serious. I went to school one day, and I was walking in the hallway, and it was 3 male guys, like friends that I knew from school. And when I walked past them, it was like, they're going to die. Like, just out of nowhere, they're going to die. And none of them made it to high school. So just stuff like that. Again, when you're young, you have no clue why this stuff is going through your head. Or, I mean, because pretty much the same people I deal with now from school, that's who I dealt with then, and who I don't. But it was my discernment. So, I think that I didn't understand my feelings growing up. Like, I remember one year I wore all black fingernail polish. I think it was anxiety. Honestly, it was anxiety. I had a lot of anxiety. Again, I knew people. I was social to people, but I don't know. I think that looking back now, I think my home life played a part of how I navigated in school.
Okay, so that's interesting. So this is the funny part. Not funny. This is what is concerning when it comes down to us as young women specifically, that may be a little spiritually inclined young without a lot of spiritual guidance, you know what I'm saying, or spiritual mentor that can kind of help us understand, hey, you're going to feel this way. This could be because of that. And hey, you know, you might start noticing something. You know, if we had that, then I think it wouldn't have been this weird, awkward, because I get it, right? Standoff is like, and you said it though, discernment. It was your spirit. So certain people you probably couldn't get close to, shouldn't have gotten close to, wasn't supposed to approach. You know what I'm saying? So it was all that going on, and without someone older in the spirit, they don't have to be in age, right? To be able to, you can actually confide in those moments. Say, hey man, I walk by these guys, and you know what I'm saying? And I kind of heard this, and I felt this, and they could say, oh, that I think that would have been so helpful and useful for a lot of us. Because when you're young, you don't really, you can be going to church every Sunday and still don't get it if there's no one actually mentoring you, right?
And I blame me, right? I have to blame me for that, because I promise you, had I listened to my mama, I promise you I wouldn't have went through half the stuff I went through in life. My mama used to tell me, baby, you got a light. They are jealous of you. You're never going to fit in. You're different. You hold this light. And I didn't know who I was then. I didn't feel secure enough. I didn't love me enough. It's like, Mom, what are you talking about? What they jealous of me for? I ain't got nothing for them to be jealous of. That's how I'm coming at her. But like, I gotta blame me, because my mom,
because she basically she warned you.
She ain't play no games. My mom, like, we grew up in church, but outside of church, like, real big on education, letting us know, you know, oh, the 12 tribes of Judah. I'm 6, 7 years old. Fairly preposterous. You know what I'm saying? So it's
right.
Like, she always gave us the knowledge. I just didn't believe I was who she said I was. I didn't at all. I didn't have any self-esteem at that age.
Okay, so you said something. You said that your household helped you navigate in school.
So, you know, things got chaotic at times. You know, again, I got older siblings and stuff like that. So when I'm 7, you know, I got 15, 16-year-olds in the house, you know, 19 and 20-year-olds in the house. So like where we lived at, it's not funny, but it is.
Okay.
Put it like this. We would, if my mom would have to call the police, they would know that we lived around the back. Like, she'll say our address, they'll be like, oh, the Cheek family upstairs around the back. So, again, my mama let a lot of people in. And unfortunately, when you let people in, their problems become your problems. You know, teenage boys, you know, they're going to do what they want. They start shifting and navigating in life and, you know, hanging in the streets. And, you know, I feel like where we lacked was communication. The conversations were had, they just weren't healthy conversations amongst siblings. Like, it made me, like, I got a daughter and a son, so if I ever caught them fighting, they'll be mad at me because I make them hug afterwards. Because like some of the things that was said and done, it shouldn't have happened among siblings. Like, siblings shouldn't talk to each other like that, you know. So you know, it wasn't everybody, but I mean, pretty much, let's give it a good 85%. So that is what I think made me withdrawn in school. My nerves was bad. Again, not knowing what anxiety is. Back then, we wasn't going to therapist or, you know, it took like for like an incident that happened at the house. And then when the police came or whatever, he had talked to me. I probably was about 12 or 13. And he straight up told my mom and a couple of my siblings, like, what y'all do affect her? Like, y'all so busy focused on what y'all got going on. Y'all don't see like what is going on here is really just destroying her, because I was this big ray of sunshine, and somewhere along the line between what was going on at home and then going to school for peace, And then having some of the same experiences in school, I just snapped. I just snapped. And like once my mama gave me the green light, oh no, you can punch somebody in the face if they bother you. Once I knew I won't get in trouble, you know, that okay. So I think chaos, there was good times, but as a child, I shouldn't have been around all that chaos. No.
And that's a valid. I can attest to that. Like, and I'm just hearing what's familiar, and I'm hearing what you're saying, right? And so it's like the family dynamic is there. Like, mom is there, right? You know what I'm saying? The siblings are there, and y'all thriving, y'all loving each other, and the community loves everybody. And I think sometimes when chaos comes in, I'm probably in no position to say this, and I'm kind of speaking in general. I kind of feel like sometimes the adults are oblivious to it. I'm sorry, because it's almost like, because I can recall when it was nothing like that. We were the Huxtable family. You couldn't tell me we weren't the Huxtable family. You know what I'm saying? Like, and so I can remember just this wholesome, loving, big family with the Christmas tree so big and would touch the ceiling. Awards from ceiling to floor, and then all of a sudden it just was chaos day in and day out. And I can recall trying to figure out why nobody talking about this. I'm here like this it wasn't like this. Why is this just happening? Especially young, like seeming to have come from out of nowhere. Well,
that's
all
what you
hell
think.
has broken
you
loose.
Think it came from out of nowhere.
Exactly. As I said, as a child, it almost like it just came out of nowhere. Like we were perfect, and then the war on drugs wiped us out. That's how. But I can remember trying to figure out why is nobody talking about it. Yeah. Like why is nobody saying anything? Why is it just happening? Yeah. And nobody talking about it. You know what I'm saying? So, and I think the anxiety you're talking about, I can see how the anxiety can be developed through that. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So, okay. So the chaos that was going on at home had you withdrawn at school. Yeah. Yeah. It also.
Because I couldn't talk about it. What goes on in this house stays in this house. Don't tell my business, So you kind of learn to navigate life that way. I'm very outspoken now, but people will probably be surprised I still struggle with communication to some degree. If I feel like I'm being too vulnerable, I dial back instantly. It's like, nope, because every time I do that, I get my heart broken. No. It, unfortunately, like if you don't come from communication, you don't know. I was able to catch myself with my kids. I ain't always been the nicest bub, but I always had balance. Like I didn't want to lose everything my mama gave me, because my mama gave me some good jewels. Like hands down, if she ain't leave me nothing else, she left me some jewels. So I navigated my kids a little differently. And it's ironic because you always want what you don't have. My kids are uncomfortable with our relationship. Like now they 21 and 18. But even sometimes now I get, mommy, like, why would you say that? I'm like, well, girl, ain't nobody going, a boy, ain't nobody going to tell you that in the street. You know what I'm saying? I got to tell you what it is. There is no secrets in our house. Unless, of course, they got their sibling secrets together. But I could die today or tomorrow, and ain't nothing nobody could come to my funeral and say about me trying to scandalize my name that my kids don't know about. So you wasting your time. Right. Hands down, because I'm not ashamed. And I think shame plays a part in why the generation, that we was raised under, that's why they didn't communicate. They was ashamed. And back then, especially, like I said, my mama had me at 41. So her era, me and my sister was a teen mom at the church. Her generation, it would have been like, bring the holy oil, exorcist. This is a whore. Right. Versus me and my sister, like, yes, this my belly. Excuse my language. Screw y'all. I don't know about this person, so I just said screw y'all. But, just seriously, like, we kind of was more, of course I was embarrassed. Of course I had shame. Right. But for me, I'm the type of person, once I figure out somebody's trying to make me feel bad about something and it's not for good reason, I can flip that switch on you. It's like, oh, okay, I see what you're trying to do. So now I got to come at this another way. It's just chess. I play chess with
Thank
all
you.
the
Yeah.
time
Right.
to see how they gonna treat me.
Well, you have to because it's a form of it's not even just a defense mechanism. It's a way of protecting yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like, because people to go as far as you allow them, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so the chaos came in. The communication is effective. I guess the way you're witnessing your siblings talk to each other, and then maybe I guess as time progressed, y'all communicate. You're also now a part of that communication with each other that you probably shouldn't have been communicating that way. Did you become now a part of it?
So I will say this. One of my brothers, he was good to me growing up. I just didn't know it was manipulation. So, right. So the dynamic shift once I was old enough to know what manipulation is. The sister closest to me it's always just been war. Like anything she could do to make me feel less than, like trash, crap, outcast, she's gonna do it, you know. So it wasn't more so from my dynamic.
Gotcha.
From my dynamic, I didn't get a lot of that from my older siblings because again, they're looking at me like the baby. So the dynamic is, I mean, if you know, when I was 5, my oldest brother was 17. So he's not gonna mistreat a 5-year-old.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It wasn't everybody, but it's like poking the bear. So like if there's a few bad apples and
that's all it takes.
Right, they poking the bear, now the bears done woke up. Now everybody wilding out, you know, because they trying to defend themselves or protect themselves. But yeah, it was really just for me at that younger age. It's just that one closest age to me that all siblings go through stuff.
Oh yeah.
But I wasn't abused by the older ones.
So it's really more, and it doesn't. All it takes is one.
Right.
Yeah, and unfortunately, I think that's kind of how a lot of family dynamics, relationships get bad rap because all it takes is one situation gone wrong or one mean sibling that just now it's saying like the whole family was just whatever, right?
Yeah.
And so what were you? Can you recall what you were doing with those feelings that kind of was harvesting inside of you from your closest sibling in age? Do you know if you became quieter, angrier? Did you avoid her? Did you?
I'm just trying to keep it together. It was mixture. It caused me not to love myself. It caused me to be angry. I remember, I mean, it was even times, and I'm probably like 8 or 9, where I would like stab the bed when she wasn't in there, and just all these dreams about harming her. I used to cut my wrist in 6th grade. Like not nothing noticeable, but pretty noticeable for me. I just was confused and I didn't understand. Like even now, I still struck because I didn't do anything to her. So I don't get it. I didn't do anything but be born. So I felt guilty for being alive. And eventually that sweet, caring person just disappeared. Like I've always had my heart, but for a lengthy part of my life, the other side of me just switched on. I just didn't care anymore. Um, it made me sad. And like with us being the closest in age, who do I go to, right? She is my hero. I do look up to her. I want to be her friend.
So it sounds like there was like this strong resentment towards you. Um, doesn't like there's any valid reasons. I don't know if it's fair for me to say that, or even tangible reasons. Right? It's just like you said. It's like I'm just here now. Like I'm just born into this family, and unfortunately, it's almost like, is it a thing of you took the spotlight from me? You know what I'm saying? Like, is it now you're getting the attention that I once got, or is it just an evil streak that causes just want to bully you because she can?
I think it's all of it. I mean, I even let her beat me up till I was about 11, like just so she could like me. Like I didn't defend myself till I was like 11 years old. I just would let her beat me up. She would beat me up for no reason. So I just would let her until I just couldn't take it no more. And I just snapped and I stopped getting beat up, you know, because it didn't make sense. And especially then, like, I think if I was as outspoken as I am now, then I'd be like, oh, I can see I was a pushover. I was a people pleaser. I wanted everybody to like me. So it's like, I don't know, you can't, I'm not doing anything because I'm doing everything for you to like me. But you just don't like me.
So you think you blamed your demeanor for that type of behavior to be inflicted upon you?
I think household dynamics play a part. Like my dad had 3 that he did a lap for, and then so that made my mom do a lap for the other 3. So now we are like this. Again, the older ones can kind of navigate a little bit better, but I feel like, and some people are just evil, right? Some people brain don't have the capacity to care. I mean, it took for us to be grown and for me to see how she treat others, to realize, oh, it's not just me.
Was
She's
it
just
just
a.
That's why I said, well, was it just an evil streak? Because
It's just mean, just evil. And some people, I feel like projection. I feel like it's a projection. I feel like it has absolutely nothing to do with
nothing to
me.
do with
Even though it feels like that every now and again.
yeah, and then when you're young, you can't decipher between and not blame yourself.
You can't.
Like, yeah.
You can't.
Yeah.
But you can tell when somebody don't love themselves. Because people that's happy aren't going around being mean. And I don't care how many people try to spin it. Oh, you just sensitive. Or, no, you're mean. And you need to go inside and heal and figure out what's wrong with you. Because nobody that's genuinely happy is going around being mean to people for no reason. You just don't.
It's a thing where if you think about it from a psychological perspective, you can't be both.
You can't.
You can't be both. I mean, you can have phases where maybe you evolve into this type of person one time, but in the moment, you can't be both. That's why, and I'm with you. I tell you, it's like them evil, mean, nasty. You can't be happy.
No, absolutely.
It's something going on. Something happened. That's why I said, if something happened, you gotta go figure that out.
Yeah.
Because I'm not gonna be the punching bag. I'm not gonna be the dumpster. You know what I'm saying? And yeah. And so you say you just snap. You that's the second time you used that term.
So, okay. So like in general in school, like I said, all this is kind of happening around the same time. Like, so it was this girl that wanted to fight me at school. I wasn't scared of her though. But she had like this big cousin that was in 8th grade that was like a stud, and she was like a whole dude. Like she's a dude. She's still a dude. That's a man, okay? So I wasn't scared of the girl, so I pretended to be sick all week. So my mama made me finally go to school. So we riding past, because I was at Henderson at the time. So we rode past John Marshall and I started crying. And my mom was like, no, this ain't got nothing to do with sickness. What you crying for? And I was like, cuz the girl cousin want to fight me. My mama slammed on brakes. She looked me dead in my eyes. She said, let me tell you something. Don't you ever let nobody put that much fear in your house. She said, if you got to pick up something and knock the hell out of her, then that's what you do. I said, Mom, I'm not going to get in trouble. She said, no, you ain't going to get in trouble. That was all I needed to hear.
Uh-oh, Mom.
I was more scared of my mama than the person. Like, just being real, like, but at the same time, she knew that I was scared because I had never been into that type of altercation outside my sister. When I say snap, so I probably was about 11 or 12, and I caught her stealing out my mama drawer. So I was like, you're not going to be stealing from Mom. You know what I'm saying? So she's like, mind your business. So I'm like, no.
This is a sibling closer to your age, right?
Yeah. So we're like tugging at my mama's money. You know what I'm saying? You know, I'm like, nah, you're not going to steal from Mom. So she kicked me in my stomach so hard, I swear I bent over. Like, she kicked me so hard, I bent over. And the next thing I remember, we was in my mama's chair, and my mama was like, get off her, you gonna kill her. And my sister was like turning colors. Because I don't know. I just snapped. That's what I mean when I say enough is enough. No more bullying, no more beating, no more punching bag. Like, enough is enough. And so that in itself scared me because I then knew what was actually inside of me. So now I have to navigate this new person too. Yeah, I didn't never think I put my hand around nobody's throat and they can't breathe. You know, I don't even remember it happening, and that's not good. Mm-hmm. So now I done unlocked the blackout. I done unlocked this blackout. So now I want trouble.
That was and that was kicking and screaming to come out for a while anyway.
Yeah. It was begging, and yeah, it came out.
Mm. So do you remember, like, and maybe it's too long ago to remember, but can you remember like thinking about that moment? And because you said it scared you, like, do you remember thinking about that moment? Like, what was that like? Oh my God! Or was it more like about time? Like, could you recall what you got from replaying that episode?
At the instant, I was scared because my mama came in, and I didn't realize what scared me was the blacking out. It felt great finally standing up to her though. Like, that was amazing. The fear of what my mama was gonna do coming in, and then of course you don't want to X out your sibling, you know.
Right. Mm-hmm.
But it started the defending myself. It started. It was the catalyst to FAFO.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I wasn't mad that I was defending myself. No,
right.
I got tired of being a victim.
So now, what I call it, unlocking the beast, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so, do you feel like that put you more so on the edge, not defensive mode, because that's two different. It's a fine line, but that's two different things. Were you in defensive mode, like, okay, sleeves rolled up, like, okay, next person do it, gonna get it, or was it really more so like, I don't know, like, yeah, that's who I am now. Like, did you fully? I guess maybe I should ask, did you fully embrace it?
Not at first.
Okay.
I still gave people, I feel like, too much grace. but I started sizing people up. So it was kind of like, oh yeah, you might be getting away with what you're saying, but you don't know that I've seen everything I want to do to you if you touch me. So it was more so like that. I still gave people grace. I still
timing up for people.
It just depends on what day of the week it was, though. Because if there's something going on at home and then I come to school and you want to be like, okay, 7th grade, this girl was talking about me, but April, she won't just talking about me. Her seat was right behind mine.
Oh, so you're hearing everything.
Yeah, and it was another that moment. Like I just flipped her desk over, just got in her face, like hit me, because it's like I'm tired of people picking on me. Yeah. Like stop it. I'm a nice person. Stop trying to push me over. And I think she gave me the same vibe my sister gave me. So it triggered me. Like no. Like you can talk about me. Like if I walk in the bathroom and you whispering from down there, do what you do, boo.
But she wanted you to hear.
Yeah, you okay. So now you about to get the treatment. You know what I'm saying? So she was just like, you're crazy. You know what I'm saying? Am I crazy? You know? So then when I kept hearing that a couple of times, I kind of went with it like, I am crazy. Yeah. Now, I don't think I'm crazy now.
No, but it's living up to the reputation. It's like you just begin to live up to that reputation. Like, okay.
Yeah, like I am crazy.
But I'm sure that kind of kept people at bay too, though, right? That kind of kept picking and, you know, and trying you and doing all the things that they would once get away with. Right. Absolutely. And I'm not, you know, I'm not here to justify, but I get it in that familiar space, right? I get it like if it's going to take, I mean, I've necessarily never been bullied. Unfortunately, I was a bully. I'm not proud of that. But I can remember not being rough and tough and all that stuff. I don't remember, you know what I'm saying? I can remember not being that, then becoming all of that. Right. And just lived up to the hype of it. Like I didn't want to be nothing less than that because that was a reputation. Right. And so I guess that's what I'm trying to compare that feeling and that need for just living up. So yeah, you know what I am. And what?
You hit it on the head. You hit it on the head. I start going outside and you know, being around the neighborhood. Of course, you think these your friends, but you know, your mama describing them as drug dealers and gangbangers. But I'm like, no, that's so and so from school, you know.
It's my best friend, right? It's my best friend.
So you know, it made me a little bit more open, less withdrawn. I've always still been distant, even as bubbly as my personality is now. I am just in the last 3 years learning the pause. Because what my mouth don't say, my face gonna say it. I don't really have a pretend button. I don't. Yeah. And so what I try to do is either navigate myself away from people that make me feel that way, or like if I'm in a business setting, like I'm having a conversation with myself before I get there. Like, okay, this person, okay, all right, I know how to deal with them. I have to talk to me and have a session with myself. Right. Okay, you're going to be around this type of energy. Don't dim your light, but it's no need to get upset about something that you already have an expectation for.
And so that's your pause.
That's my
like
pause.
Standing in the room, like already kind of putting some things together in terms of what to expect, what to look out for.
I'm here for business, and I'm not gonna let nobody mess up my business.
Yeah.
Even if I have to walk out the room. I had to recently do that. I just left the room for a second. I needed like 10 minutes, you know. But because I'm a businesswoman first. Right. And people really aren't that important, right? And people shouldn't be able to change your mood. Exactly. It's easier said than done. But I'm big on that because once I noticed that people were trying to change my energy, there go that chessboard coming back out again. So I'm always playing whatever game people think they playing with me, even if they don't think I'm playing.
But that's beautiful that you not just implement that pause button, but also begin to realize that people were changing your energy, were changing who you really were. Granted, young and immature, and not necessarily in a negative way, but just young, right?
It's young.
Understanding that it's a trigger. This is for a reason. I ain't doing this because I want to do it.
Right.
I'm not being this person because I want to. This person kind of keep them off my back. You know what I'm saying? Like it's keep them from, keep their mouth closed. And so was that like all through middle school, high school, just like
I was outgoing.
I
was outgoing. I mean, my mom, she had us in a lot of stuff, and I also got in stuff. Like by high school, I'd already played the piano, played the harp, played the violin, been a cheerleader, the National Honor Society, the Junior NAACP. I mean, the choir, softball. I mean, I've just always been there. So I had things to keep me occupied. Now, funny though, I was different around one of my sisters. Like my sister Sarah. Shout out to my boo. Love you, girl. My sister Sarah is like mama bear. Okay. So she would never, like, we have conversations now and I tell her stuff. She's like, Denise, I did not know you was involved with all this stuff, because she was like mama bear. I ain't worried. No. I got more outgoing, still afraid in a sense of being seen. Like I shared this with my sister one time that I remember I would get dressed for school in the morning and I'd be real cute, right? And I'd look in the mirror and be like, let me take this off. I'm too cute. Let me take this off. I don't want this attention. Like I didn't want to upset nobody being cute. I know it sounds crazy, but I'm serious. Like I would down myself to not be too much because even with everything that may have transpired at home, my mama always, you could draw a stick figure and my mom be like, you're the next Picasso. So
I love it.
She always came with it. It wasn't her. She always came with that energy. It may have been other things I needed, but my mama always told me I was that girl. So it wasn't her. But I don't know. I just never felt like I fit in nowhere. Like, I don't know. I didn't think I was the it girl, right? I didn't, So it was just like, let me just go in the background.
But it sounds like it was a fear of being the it girl too. Or maybe not fear, but just like a little nervous. Like you kind of wanted to, but you didn't because of what came with it.
Yeah.
So what I've learned with insecurities, right, especially when you've had experience with being talked down to, you know what I'm saying? With being, bullied, with being teased, things like that. Those are weights that we carry them things around for decades, right?
Yeah.
And so what I've learned is that with those types of weights, even when you get into this blossom season, which I feel most of us females get into. I mean, it took me, I was rough, so it took me a minute, but you get to that season where, okay, now I want to wear makeup or I want to wear dresses or whatever that is, that when you still got all of that on you, you'll rub the lipstick right off. You know what I'm saying?
Crazy. It's crazy because like I was putting eyeshadow on my friends and myself when I was 13. We used to play dress up. Like I knew how to do it. I knew how, to coordinate. I just didn't want to be seen. And maybe part of me didn't feel like I deserved to be. Like you said, that talking down, like when a person is a child, man, what you speak into kids have a lasting effect on them. It just does. It really tore me down, and it doesn't matter if it was a peer. It didn't matter because it all felt like pain.
Hold on. You went out. The camera went out.
Were you still able to hear me?
I can still hear you, but your camera's not on.
Do you see me now? Cause I'm back now. It has stopped for a while, but now I can see you and me, and I can see the live moving.
Nope, still no camera.
Let me see. Let me cut it off.
Yeah, I was gonna say maybe click it off and on. Make sure this thing's still up. It's still up there.
What about now? Okay, now I don't see me in that corner. So something did. Let me see. Let me cut it off.
Okay, I see your. Okay, let me do something here. Hold on.
So there's definitely a delay, but I don't see myself in that corner anymore.
Yeah, it's not.
Should I leave or?
Try that. Go out and come back in.
Okay.
Okay. I'd rather you do that than me have to refresh.
Yes.
Just making sure we're still up here. Okay, let's see. Oh. No, I don't see you.
That's crazy.
Okay.
So this is what I'm gonna do. I'm going to leave out again, but what I'm gonna do is completely X out of it, go back to the link you sent me, and just re-input it.
Do that, please, because I really don't want to refresh on my end.
I know.
Yeah. Okay.
I got you. Let me see.
These are not user errors, people. It's technology. Okay. Not user errors. Technology. We'll get through this. We'll get through this. Let me let's go wait to that. I never wear my glasses. I can see reflection in my glass. It'd be throwing me off, but I'm just trying not to even look at it. Somebody said, "But they got to do anything." It's called a filler. All right, so let's see. Okay. Bear with us, people. Bear with us. Let me go here real quick. Okay, here we go. I see you. Yes, yes. Stop playing. Stop playing. We back. We back. We back. I'm so glad I let you do that because I was like, I don't want to get refreshed. This thing's like stupid.
Yes, we cannot. We've come so far.
So let me maybe double check real quick. Let me double check real quick. Make sure we are still okay. Yes. Okay. We back. All right. So I think you left off with I think we were talking about. Oh, you were saying how you. I think we were there. How you put makeup on your friends, but you didn't really.
Yeah,
and everybody but yourself.
I will it's so crazy. So I had to dress up every Sunday. So every Sunday I was at my best. I was the eyeshadow, the lip gloss popping. Now my lip gloss been popping. Now let me clear that.
Okay.
Now I ain't never played by my lip gloss. Okay. Zone on Chamberlain, the little flavor ones, red cherry. Yeah, that been in my purse since elementary. So yeah, I ain't never played by my lip gloss. But yeah, Sundays was kind of like my time to get my shine on. I did get more comfortable with it when I started dating. You know, because you want to look cute for your boyfriend, but
right.
And it's like, you know, they like you, so they bigging you up. Like, I would say this. majority of my insecurities did not come from men. It came from other girls. It was not the guys. I've never had a problem with getting a man. I've never been the girl that nobody wanted to talk to or anything like that. It's always girls that's supposed to be my friend that made me feel insecure.
Mm-hmm. And I think you expressed that in many different ways. That's why you said something about the boys. It's like, okay, so now we know it wasn't that you didn't feel beautiful or you didn't feel liked or loved, because most young ladies, when we go through that, we scared the guys. We don't want to go. We don't think they like us. But I think you shared or expressed that the insecurities wasn't because of males not wanting or liking, or you not feeling wanted or liked. It's because of people that have talked down, that have tried to belittle you. And when people do that, they do it with the intentions to lower the
and
self.
I still
Whether
go
they know
through
it
it
or not.
to this day. And I hate it because I'm really a true girl's girl. Like, I'm like the real definition, not the internet one where people act like they're girls, but they're not.
Okay.
I'm a girl. Like a girl walking, oh my gosh, you popping. But for some reason, they want to suck the life out of me. They want to dim my light. And I know it's projection, but it's just weird to me because growing up with four sisters, I've been complimenting women all my life.
Mm-hmm.
So whether your body parts are bigger than small or smaller, I don't care. Because I've seen all sizes, shapes. It's never been a competition outside of the weird one, but it just hasn't. Like I grew up around. I mean, we all got a couple of stragglers. So for the most part, I come from a beautiful line of women. You know what I'm saying? I come from a very pretty family, so it is they never gave that we had to do all that.
Right.
So, I'm not.
So you think when you started dating, you started like you could feel your self-esteem kind of being rebuilt up?
First of all, my first dating experience was horrible.
Okay.
It was. And it's really crappy because I was actually talking to this other guy. And but my mama, we couldn't talk on the phone at that age.
Okay.
And so my sister told my mom I was talking to him.
Uh-oh.
And so I had to stop talking to him. And a year later, she started dating him. And I ended up with the guy that was way too old for me. And he's trifling. So I shouldn't even been dating him. I was 12. He was 17.
Okay.
So that just... That
Yeah.
wasn't good. So that was actually like my first like date, other than like kindergarten. Will you be my girlfriend? Will you be my boyfriend? That was like,
yes, no, check the box. Yeah.
Okay, so that even in a sense still made me feel crazy because I mean, he go to school with girls.
Yeah.
That age, they look that way. So,
right.
But I mean, I was flirtatious. Once I lost my virginity, I became a little bit more frisky. Once I lost my virginity. But looking back now, it's a ill. If my daughter was that young and lost her virginity, I would have been devastated. But I do know that it comes from needing that male love, that father figure, looking for that feeling in men, and they absolutely can't give it to me.
And which would make sense for him being older, right? Yeah. And so let's talk about that for a minute, because that can also weigh on self-esteem, right? So your biological, you didn't find out until 18?
Yeah. I kind of always knew. I mean, I asked when I was like 7. But like confirmation, I've been new. I asked when I was like 7. I just knew, but confirmation was 18. Yeah.
Got you. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So was it any relationship with him?
He died when I was 10.
10. Yeah, that's what I heard you say. I was looking. Okay. Okay.
Right. So
Oh, okay, got you.
I know about him because I was told about him. And I did some research. I actually did ancestry. Which that's awkward because I got so many cousins I went to school with, and Lord knows I ain't told them yet. And I've known this for about 4 years, and I don't want to tell. But it's a lot of people that I'm related to that have no clue. But so I was told about him, and I do know that he wanted to be in my life.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, he transitioned at 10. You got confirmation at 18. Do you already have a child at 18 when you got the confirmation?
Yeah, I got pregnant when I was 17.
Okay. Okay. So you mentioned the dad that you knew, right?
Yeah.
That he would pop up. It was open door policy for him. And there was a relationship, but you felt like you were treated differently.
Yeah.
So now you're high school. Are you finding yourself into older men more? Was that a thing? No, that wasn't a thing.
It wasn't. And that's the crazy part. Like, I feel like the reason why I was comfortable with him is because he was a part of my peer group. Like, some girls my age that knew him from the neighborhood. He didn't look like old.
Right.
Like, he wasn't like oldish type. He could pass for 15. I mean, if I'm being honest, he could pass for 15. He didn't have a grown up demeanor about him.
He just was older in age.
So it's funny you asked me that, because maybe I would have went that way, right? But then I got molested at 15 at school by my teacher.
Oh no.
So yeah. If I did want to date older men, that went out the window. Yeah, it was never a thing. I was never pursuing older men. Nah, that was kind of creepy to me.
Okay. Well, no, I mean, and me asking that wasn't a matter of you pursuing. Because as far as I'm concerned, my personal disclaimer is that a child can't pursue a grown person. I don't care what they're doing. You can call it what you want. It can look similar. It can sound the same, smell the same, look the same. I'm 12, you 20. I ain't pursuing you. I don't care.
Yeah.
Because you should be able to have the boundaries, understanding the dynamics, right? So we're gonna put that out there. That's number one. But you said 15, and so if you care to discuss it, was it somebody you confided in, or was it like what happened?
He was my military teacher. And that was just, oh gosh. Okay. So we're going here. I think the one reason I try to avoid this conversation, because I don't want to keep resenting the people at school that betrayed me and stabbed me in my back. A lot of them I went to school with since I was a kid. They've never known me to be fast or out of pocket. And like, when I went to court, it was 300 people on his side. And my lawyer had to request people signing stuff saying he never said anything sexual. Ironically, after my case, 5 girls from my school stepped up and admitted that he had touched them in the past. Wow. So that was creepy. It was the day before school let out, or maybe like a week or so. Maybe that they were sitting in the school. It was like May, so probably about a month. And every day I would take the flag down outside at the school. And but this particular day he didn't want me to do it. He got a girl to replace me. So we had to turn in our uniforms that day. So we had to shine our brass, shine our shoes, make sure our suit was taken to the cleaners to turn it in. From the beginning, I knew something was gonna happen, and that's that echo I'm talking about. That's that anxiety, that discernment. You think you tripping, but if I gotta lose out on something because my discernment, I'm just gonna have to lose out, because I just had a feeling. I just had this feeling that he was up to no good. And I think for me, the hesitance was he would say sexual stuff sometimes in front of teachers. Like, but he'll say something like, don't forget to call me when you get home. You know, he might tell another girl, like, don't forget to call me, girlfriend, when you get home. So, you know, everybody kind of, you know, it was never like, but I mean, looking back, he shouldn't even been saying that.
But that was all manipulated. That was a strategy for him.
Right. So when he sent them off to do the flag, it was like in the military office, it's like 3 rooms in there. It's like the main room, the equipment room, and like then their offices are like in the middle. So you know how you can feel somebody breathing on you? So I just felt like a closeness. And he was like, one of your torches bigger than the other. But you know, the torches go on.
Okay, the collars, right?
The collars. And okay, so we're talking about torches here. So he'll let me see or whatever. So I was like, I snatched my torches away. I was like, don't you touch my torches or whatever. So he was like, I'm not talking about those torches. He was like, do you think that you're beautiful? So I was like, no, I don't think I'm beautiful. So he was like, when you go home in the shower tonight, I want you to take a look at your body. And if you ever gave me a chance, I'll show you how beautiful you are. Instantly, I'm on like, at this point now I'm cringed. So he was like, let me fix your torch. So he went in my shirt, lifted up my breast, and was like, that's nice. And he took his hand on my shirt. And it's like, as he did that, the girl was coming in there, which in the end happened to be a girl that stepped up and admitted he touched him in the past. So the look on her face and the deer headlights in my face, looking back now, I know she instantly knew something had just happened. I was so frustrated, April, because I had like this shirt that crossed, you know, like the crossover shirts. And I'm like, the one time I try to dress like a girl, I blamed myself for so long. I'm like, I shouldn't have wore this shirt. And I'm like, the one time I try to wear a skirt and a little cute top, I didn't say anything to nobody. I went into class. I was quiet in class. Everybody kept saying, what's wrong, Denise? Like, nothing. I got on the bus. I ain't say nothing. So I get home and my mama was on the clothesline. And she was like, hey, baby, you good? I'm like, yeah, I'm okay. I still ain't say nothing. So at the time, I was with my kid's dad. So I went upstairs and I called him and I just started crying. I just told him what happened. And I was like, I don't want to tell my mama I shouldn't have wore this shirt. I shouldn't have wore this shirt. I just kept saying I shouldn't have wore this shirt. And he was like, you got to tell your mama. So I just gave him, I put her on, I gave her the phone so he could tell her. And it was just, it was horrible because for one, it's like, damn, you go to school, you supposed to be protected. You know, and then you got people with their opinions. I would have did this. I would have kicked them. And then, you know, one rumor was he failed my boyfriend. I'm like, well, that's weird. My baby daddy's a dropout that never went to John Marshall. You know, because she got a D in military. Well, I got an F in PE, so maybe I should press these shots on Coach Manor. Yeah. It just was an excuse. It was just this excuse. And so I stayed away from school for a minute, like maybe a couple of days a week. They did go arrest him the next day. But my mom had told my uncle and his wife, and she called the news. So I'm at home alone the next day. And every newscast is calling me, asking me, I'm at a girl from John Marshall that got molested.
Wow.
So I just called my mama. I'm crying. I'm scared. I didn't sleep in my room for like 6 months. I just could not. Every time I closed my eyes, I saw him. But the icing on the cake was going to court, man, and seeing people you knew since elementary school that's on the other side of this courtroom against you. And what's messed up about it, it's a lot of people that probably think I don't deal with them because I think I'm the ish now, or I'm got this going on. I don't like y'all. I haven't forgiven y'all yet. And I hope one day I can, but like y'all just played in my face. Y'all played in my face. And so, you know, when I got back to school, the guy, he jumped on the table and was like, I know who got molested. It was Denise. And like just pointed at me in the cafeteria. So like the whole cafeteria is just staring at me. It was bad. It was a horrible experience. It took me 20 years to finally like, I'm gonna let this go. Cause like I was asking my kids every day they go to school, is anybody touching you? Did anybody touch you? And my daughter started crying like one day, like, Mommy, if somebody touched me, I'm gonna tell you, Mom. Like, but this is driving me crazy.
So much.
This is driving me crazy, Mom. I know that I'm supposed to tell you if somebody touched me, but I mean, it just ain't never stopped. I stopped asking, but the thoughts, it never stopped. No.
That's horrible. I'm sorry to hear that. So was he ever charged? Too many witnesses on the side.
You know, I just honestly, to answer your question, yes, no. Yes, he got charged with a misdemeanor because I'm 15, so I'm at a consensual age that whatever happened to me, I allowed it. However, my lawyer said, don't tell them your boyfriend's 17, he'll get a federally statutory rape charge. So the person I was consenting sex with will get the felony, but the person that I didn't ask to touch me, I'm at a consenting age where whatever happened to me, I allowed it. We went to court. He pled guilty. The only thing that came out of this, well, I mean, a lot in my mind, but his wife left him. His wife was a pastor, and she was a pastor of marriage. And she said, you need to take this to a higher court. He told her he didn't want to deal with it. She said, if you are not guilty, you're not gonna take this plea. If you didn't do it, you need to fight for your rights. He wouldn't take it to a higher court. She left him. And a year later, another military teacher came, wanted to talk to me after school. He was ready to shut the classroom door, but I gave him this look like this ain't about to be part 2. So he kept the door open. He had talked to him. He told him that he was working at the Pentagon now. Way to reward him, right? He was working at the Pentagon. And he said he swore on a stack of Bibles he didn't touch you. So I'm like, what are you telling me this for? He like, just listen. So he swore on a stack of Bibles. That's how I found out the wife had left him, stuff like that. But he said one thing. He said, yeah, he wanted me to tell you that he's sorry. So before I walked out, I said, well, Sergeant, if he ain't touched me, what he sorry for? And I just left out. Years later, I'm not going to name who it was, but I do have a person that it was in law enforcement in my family. In 2000, about 14, 15, he arrested him for touching a 14-year-old. So to all y'all from school that thought I was lying, there you go.
Because that's one thing about those pedophiles is what they truly are. When they're not held accountable in the highest regard, they do it again.
Yeah.
You know, they do it again. That's horrible. I'm sorry to hear that you had to carry that for so long. I'm going to ask you, we lost all your lighting. Is there a light near you that went out or something?
Let me cut camera off and then go cut my light on. It was daytime and I
Oh, it's dark. I got you.
And let me cut this light on in here. I'm glad you said something.
I didn't want to interrupt you. I mean, because I could see you. It wasn't completely blacked out, but I was like, I'm just going to wait until we finish this. Yeah, there we go.
Okay.
That's funny. It was daylight, yeah. Yeah, so he was, I'm sure he's had to pay in ways that's the thing about individuals, in my opinion, don't understand that you don't get away with anything.
Nope.
You don't get away with anything. So I'm actually glad to hear that he was held accountable at some point. And so that's 15. You have your first child at 17, right?
Mm-hmm.
And this is the same gentleman that you're with doing that?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Right. Okay.
Me and my kids there, we was together for almost 10 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And so, well, I'm sure he was special and dear to your heart simply because being able to confide with him and him being able to be with you throughout that situation. I'm sure that's just lingered on for years and years and years and years.
Yeah. I appreciated the support. I did. Mm-hmm. I appreciated it.
So, first child, was that something you guys planned? You just was just loving up each other a little too much? Or like, what is it?
Absolutely not planned.
I didn't want to assume. I figured that.
Absolutely not planned. No, just being sneaky. My mom worked a lot. Now we got older siblings moving out the home. So I had more freedom as I got older.
Okay. And so then you have your first child. You stay at home with mom?
I stayed at home for a year. I stayed with my mom till I was 19. Okay. And then I moved out because we are better in a separate house, especially when it comes to grandbabies. You know how grandmothers are. So if I put the baby down, she's picking the baby up. Mm-hmm. And it's like, I breastfed. So it's like, mommy, this little baby is around me pretty much 24/7 because she breastfed unless I pump. Mm-hmm. So it was just that. It was just trying to tell me how to be a mom.
Guilty as charged. Yeah. I have to often that he's not my son, he's my grandson. At least 3 times a week. I gotta remind to this day.
Yeah, that was it. Other than that, she was very helpful. I mean, my mom made sure I was eating peanut butter, ice cream, feeding me sandwiches with grapes and it was only that. It was just that. I felt, and then for me, I just feel like once you don't want to be under somebody's rule, then you need to move. I'm not going to disrespect her in her house. Right. So the only option is to get up out of here because you're not going to tell me what to do, but I'm not going to disrespect you in your house. Right.
That's a wise move because some people, me and my husband had 5 total, right? Go figure. And so some people take that other route where they feel because they're older, because they have the right to disrespect. It's like, no, that doesn't give you the right. No. So the right move, like what you did was you moved in wisdom. You know what?
Yeah.
Let me go this way. So to keep the relationship together.
Yes.
Is not to create a whole nother something that don't need to be created.
Right.
Because sometimes when kids get grown, it's like that gives them the right to all this other stuff. And it's like, nah, I mean, technically, yeah, but that don't make it right. So.
We were bickering too much for me. Mm-hmm. Like me and my mom always been like this. We've had a couple of moments, but that was my girl. So we was bickering too much for me to what I'm used to with us.
And so you move out. And
yeah.
So what are we talking? Because you left at 19?
19.
You left at 19. And so are you and your child's father moving together?
Yeah.
Okay.
We move in 20. No, wait a minute. 19, because I had my son at 21.
Okay.
And when we moved, I got pregnant within like 2 weeks.
Okay. I'm not laughing at you. I get it.
That's so stupid.
Just vulnerable. That's all. Just a little vulnerable. You know, sensitive. Okay. Okay. So then, so one's here, one on the way.
Yes.
Okay. And so y'all, so you go make your. So now you pursue your own family. Is how we put
Yeah.
it. You go pursue your own family. Relationship stays intact because you move with wisdom and not emotions, right? Um, how is the sister at your age at this time towards you? Not being there, and you kind of now your mother. Like, did she change?
So I was the last one out the house.
Okay. Oh,
That
okay.
sister had
Okay.
already moved out, had a kid or two. So I was the last of the Mohicans out the house.
Okay.
Um, I'm a lot cooler to her now. So even though she's still starting stuff, now she wants to hubber and befriend everybody I'm friends with, kind of being, because I was doing my own thing at this point. I had my own friends, I was living my own life. And so she hubbered, and it wasn't always bad. Like at this point that I'm older and she realized she can't beat me up,
Right.
you
Mm-hmm.
gotta have some level of respect there, because I mean you can talk junk, but know that if she put her hands on me, it's going down. So there's some level of respect for me there. Might not like me, but respect me. Still starting stuff, but it's in and out. And
Okay.
me being the person that I am, again, because all somebody had to do was apologize to me. They didn't have to change their
Right.
behavior.
Right. That's
Just
true.
apologize and do it 3 months later, 6 months later, a year later. Just keep on
But at
doing it.
least
But as long as you
right. At least
apologize,
acknowledge. Yeah.
then I'm pretty much taking it, not realizing I'm taking it because it doesn't look like the same as it did
Exactly.
when I was younger. But still the same person. We hung out a lot though. Now we old enough to go to clubs. Again, anybody my friend now she want to hang. So we pretty much hanging out at this
Mm.
point in life. We both got kids, so we got something in common. Both teen moms. Her first child was born in 03, then 04, and then my daughter 05, and then my son 08. So we're raising our kids
Right.
together at this point.
Okay. Okay. That's good. It could have ended worse. Some people they just break ties and that's it. You know.
Oh, that's what we are now.
Right. 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 That's why I said that's good because some people won't go back to that ever. I mean, some people you just can't. Some
No,
people, like certain transformations we make, some of us can't get past certain things.
no, I mean that's where we are now. There is no communication.
Oh,
Right
now, present
now,
time, got you. When you guys were having your children, starting your family, you were hanging then, got you.
right now,
Got you.
no, ma'am. That is a stranger. That is someone on the street.
Well, it
Yeah.
sounds like you try to do it in another season in life where you can protect yourself more, take care of yourself more. And then you're older, so maybe this can work. But like you said, I guess you probably still being her, and it's like
Yeah.
I don't have to accept any of that. Okay. So
Yeah.
now mom's home is an empty nest.
Yes.
Okay, mom's home is an empty nest. 2023.
Okay.
What can you recall the beginning of 2023? How'd that year start off for you, if you can remember?
2023. Life was better. I just was going through a different type of storm.
Okay.
But life was finally looking up.
Okay.
As far as me just pursuing what I want to do, not scared. I had some time to heal some things because I had started my healing journey at like 2020, 2021.
Okay.
So at this point, I think I'm healed.
Okay.
But life is up forever healing. You're never here
Yeah,
forever.
very much so. Mm-hmm.
But life is up as far as me doing what I want to do.
Mm-hmm.
I'm in a career at this time. So things are looking up from where they were.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And so now, because at 23, you're how old?
You said 2023 or 2023?
2023 is what I asked. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So you mean 23 years old?
No, in 2023 is what I was asking.
Okay, yeah, 2023. I mean, I'm now, like I said, I'm in a career.
But how old
I
are
have
you? The second question
stability.
was, how old are you in 2023?
In 2023, it's 2026 now. I was
36.
36.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And things are looking
Mm-hmm.
up. You feel like you've healed, and you kind of pursuing some things that you've, wanted to, and opportunities are coming. Okay. So let's back up, and we'll get back to why I asked you about that. So then let's back up. You have your 2 children. Mom's home, empty nest, because you were the last one to leave, right?
Yeah.
When your mom transitioned during that time, because you talk about this intuition as a child, right? Which means you've been very spiritually inclined as a child. And so that means this has grown in you. Whether you're a little more sensitive to it or not, it's grown, right? And so when your mom transitioned, do you recall feeling anything prior? Did you get any, was there a message? Was there any signs? And I don't mean signs in whatever condition, I mean from a spiritual aspect.
At the time, I did not see it. If you ask me that from today, me, yes. So I'm gonna go back and then I'm gonna kind of just pivot just to give you a perspective.
Because I think that's what I was trying to do anyway. So yeah, go ahead and do that for me.
When I was little, so up until about 6 or 7 years old, I remember when I was 6 years old, I asked God to stop letting me dream. And which I would kind of regret now, because if I dream, I don't dream. Like, and if I do, it's so rare that I think it's reality. So, but I kept seeing my mama get her off. Like, just, I don't know, but it's just, I kept seeing her get her head blown off. And I remember screaming and waking up. And I was like, Mommy, I don't want you to die. I don't want you to die. And she was like, you're going to be here forever. So that's about 7. About 13, between 13 and 15, I was sitting on the porch. And this voice came in my head and was like, you're not going to lose nobody right now. But when you do, it's going to be back to back to back to back. So let me just put that in your head. The signs that my mama gave me that I can see now, my mama started telling me her business. And it's the same lady that what goes on in this house stays, and this is like a week before she leaves. she had shared with me that she was like, everybody just think I want to be hard up, or I try to ruin y'all fun. She was like, y'all don't know what I've been through. She said, I watched my uncle be killed when I was 5 years old. And so him and his friend was drunk in the yard, and then he took an axe and just axed my great uncle to death. And my mama saw that. So that's where her frustration with alcohol came into play. That was one of the stories she shared. And then she was just like, she said, I'm tired of feeling unappreciated. She said, I just want to hit the wind. I just want to go. And I said, well, Mom, your riding partner, so you know if you go, I'm going. 2 days before she died, she was in the yard, and she just raised her hands up to heaven and just started praying for her children, her siblings, her grandchildren. But she was yelling in the neighborhood. She just yelling this out like, God, just cover them. And my mama always been like this, but it was just random. Like, she just, I don't know. And I do feel like those were my signs. I do. I feel like those was my signs, man. And it sucked because, like, you know, my mama had high blood pressure. Cool. You know what I'm saying? I know that was, you know, the thing. But I feel like my mama died from a broken heart, yo. Like, because my grandma had died August 20th, 2014. My mama died August 8th, 2015. And she was talking about my grandma on the porch. She said, I just miss my mama. Like, they were inseparable. And I just feel like, but it was frustrating because I just felt like she just left me out here. So I felt like an orphan. And she was just at my show the night before. Like, we had just hung out. She was at my show. I was actually singing that night. And I was like, my mama had bought me some pound cake and a cookie. And I was like, I'm gonna pay you back. She was like, for some damn pound cake. So you know, I went out to the 2 Street Diner. My mom had went back to the house. Me and my friends had a couple of drinks, and then we went back to my mama's house because my brother had owned this duplex. So it was my brother on one side, the other brother, and then my mom's side. So I probably left there about 2:30 in the morning. And it's so crazy because my mama wanted me to spend the night. And my mama ain't never in her life asked me to spend the night. The only reason why I didn't is because I had lived in Southside at the time, now Hillside. And one of the girls that was with me needed to be taken home. And she lived like right up the street from my house. And I was drinking. You know, I was already intoxicated. So it's like, well, do I drive all the way back to Northside when my house is 30 seconds away? And I didn't forgive myself for that for a long time. I really don't think I still did. It was just horrible. It was just instant, April. Like, my mom wasn't like sick, or she just was there at 2-something in the morning, and I got a call like 10 a.m. So I was confused.
And that's why I think it was more of a broken heart than anything else. Just how abrupt it was, and then the space she seemed to have been in.
Cause that wasn't my mama. Like, my mama was like, her light was dimming. You know, she was smoking more cigarettes, and I could just tell her nerves was bad. And she just was like, you know, yeah, my mama, death day coming. I'm like, well, Mom, we can celebrate her life together. And my mama looked at me like, oh yeah. But that's when I knew, because my mama is the positive person. So she like, let's rejoice in the Lord and let the dead bury the dead. And when that was her response to her mama, not knowing a year later, I know exactly why she said that to me, because I probably would have cursed somebody out. But that just wasn't my mama. My mama was always we gonna get through it. And it just like, she was like, girl, celebrate what? You know? So
you were saying, you said her light was dimming, so she was
it
changing.
was, that wasn't my mom. Not a spirit. Mm-hmm. She
So,
was always a rejoicer or being optimistic, and I just could tell she missed her best friend. But I felt cheated because you missed your mom, but what about us?
you said you felt like an orphan with siblings
I
because of
felt like
y'all relationship.
it was cool. We actually came together great. And remember, I still have decent relationships at this time with majority of my siblings. So we came together. We did the thing. It was still some crazy stuff going on, but we did the thing. Like we was all we had. Cause you don't want to keep repeating the story to people who mama alive, because they don't get it. You know, so we pulled through, but I knew it ain't nobody will go love me like my mama did. That's what it was. Like, even if it is people that love me like that,
They can't.
no, no, they can't. And I was going through so much when she died.
Yeah, I'm so sorry to hear that. You're not even 30 at this time.
I'm 28.
So you really still a baby for real.
Yeah.
So when you say y'all got through it, you mean like just the ceremonial aspect of it?
When my mom died, for a glimmer of a moment, I thought we was going a better direction. That first year, heck, maybe even two, kind of, I thought that we were going to go a different direction. I didn't think that we would end up like my mama's siblings. No, I didn't. Um, we was there for each other, you know, as far as conversation, you know, linking up, trying to do things. But, you know, everybody has their own separate life at this time because we're all grown. We got families, kids, you know, some of them done went through some trials and tribulations. But I was more so outside of that bonding time. I was just outside. I had lost my faith. And I remember it was this girl. You know who you are, girl. We didn't like each other. And we lived next door to each other. And she said, Denise, I knew you was tipsy probably a couple of weeks after my mom died. She said, I knew you was tipsy because you came on my porch and started talking to me and just started pouring your heart out. And she was like, but Denise, she was like, I never tell you what you said about God. She said, I will never, ever tell you. She said, but I know why you couldn't walk for 8 months. I ended up 6 weeks after my mom died. I caught cellulitis in my foot and my leg looked like an elephant and I almost died. If my brother didn't get me to the hospital that night, I wouldn't be here right now at all. It was impossible. The doctor told him it would have already went to my heart. So if he didn't sneak and call the ambulance, I wouldn't be here, which is ironic because remember I told my mama, you know, I'm your riding partner. If you go, I go. So
God for brother. You said
yeah.
Sneak didn't want to go?
Oh, I had tied my leg up with this concoction thing, and the foot was throbbing. I didn't realize my leg was that big until it started hurting. So when I walked to the store that day, one of the guys from away was like, "Denise, your leg swollen." So I'm like, "What is you talking about?" He like, "Your leg is swollen." I'm like, "I don't see, what I'm saying, my leg swollen. I got on jeans." But that night, I mean, the foot was already hurting, but my legs started hurting. So I was like, let me go upstairs and change and, change so I can see what's going on. So I had to get my daughter to pull my pants off because that's how swollen my leg. I couldn't get my pants out, my leg out my pants. So my brother had came by and he see me downstairs with the little cloth tied on my foot. So he like, "Oh, gee, what's going on with my sister?" So gee, like, "Your sister need to go to the hospital." So he like, "Well, you ain't make her go to the hospital." He like, "I can't make that girl, go to the hospital." So they fussing back and forth. So my brother like, "You need to go to the hospital." I'm like, "Leave me alone. I'm gonna go tomorrow." So I'm like, "Just get me upstairs. I just want to lay down. I just want to lay down." So I go upstairs and lay down. So my brother was like, "Yeah, I'm trying to order me some Chinese food. What's your address?"
Shout out to brother.
He won't obviously call him the Chinese man. The ambulance was on their way up the steps. So I ended up going to the hospital that night. Had to get surgery on my foot. Those scars will never go away. They had to literally take out a chunk, like hands down. They took out 2 full chunks out my foot. So those are like scars that'll never go nowhere.
Yeah. And so now you got surgery, still grieving. Family like it's going upward, but then don't kind of fall by the wayside. So how will you process all of this?
I was angry. Like, I don't think I processed it. Talking to my sister now, we talk all the time, and that's my boo. But sometimes she has to tell me what I'm going through from an outside lens. Right. So she like, "Denise, I just want you to know I had my husband when mom passed away, and that still was hard, but I had him. You got me that's a manager at a food service restaurant, but I don't have no benefits. So I only could take 2 weeks off from work, and that won't pay. But I still got bills." So like I end up leaving that job because I couldn't walk anyway. Like I said, I couldn't walk for 8 months.
8 months. Wow. Okay.
I hid my car because I had a car note on it. So I got my brother-in-law to take the battery out my car and park it in the back of my sister's house for like a year until, because I didn't want them to take my car. And I didn't even want to be a mom. Like, it was a part of me that hoped that my kids hated me so they wouldn't have to feel that if I died. I didn't want them to like me. I did the best I could do, but it was more so like I just weren't myself. Like, they wasn't getting the verbal aspect of it. I just wasn't me. I didn't want to do anything. I didn't want to go anywhere. I didn't want to spend time. I just didn't care. And I just was just drinking and smoking my problems away, and I started popping Percocets, and I just didn't care. I just didn't care. I mean, that's the best way I could describe it. I didn't care at all. I just felt robbed. It was like, what are you doing? That was a horrible time for me. I really just didn't care anymore. Um, I didn't trust people. I started having death anxiety because now we got grandma gone, mama gone a year later, a month before my mama died, my niece mama died. So it's just like, and so my niece, shout out to her without her knowing, she actually helped us to kind of be better around her because my niece was 16.
Oh.
So me at 28, I'm like, well, I felt like a newborn infant. So I know she feel like an embryo. So I just will fake being strong around her, you know. Um, it just was dark though. There was nothing happy about life for me. I couldn't tell you. I can't think of anything. I do feel like a lot of stuff I blocked out. I feel like I got some memory loss because
Trauma would do that.
yeah. Yeah, I think I blanked that out for a while because I have a great memory and I can tell you stuff that happened to me at 3 and 4 years old that I probably shouldn't remember. But that period of time is pretty much everything grouped together. Yeah.
So it was a really dark period. How old are your kids at this time?
Um, 7 and 10, and they were devastated. That's another thing. Like even to this day, like you know how everybody don't have that relationship with their grandma, right? Like not my mama, man. Like my mama was just rolling down the hills at the park. This is a 70-year-old lady I'm talking about, rolling down hills and jump roping
with the
and
grandkids,
hula hooping with her grandchildren, you know, and she to this day, yeah, she left her imprint on those grandchildren heart. Um, and I know a big part of it come from some things that they had to endure. Knowing that if grandma was here, it just wouldn't have went down like that. Nah.
So how long you think you were in this dark space? You couldn't walk for 8 months. I'm sure that just perpetuated, right? Whatever you were indulging in.
Yes, because I couldn't go nowhere. And I live in the projects. Everything is in the projects. Whatever you need. Bootleg house across the street, it don't matter. Whatever you need, you got it. You know, you got it. So I had access. I'm gonna say two things. One, I did actually write a business plan within that 8 months. Like maybe the last 4 months I couldn't walk. I wrote a business plan, and that's how I came up with Mizz D's contracting services because I ain't had nothing but time on my hands.
Right.
So a business did come out of it. How long did it take me to get out that dark spot? I'm gonna say 2020.
2020, okay.
And the only reason why I say that is because it was nonstop chaos in my life since she died. So I've just never processed it. I didn't have the luxury of not, like sometimes I worked 2 and 3 jobs. Sometimes, I would get off. I had to put my kids on the bus in the morning. Okay, so, hey, neighbor, can you watch my kids while I cut some yards? All right, let me come back home and cook dinner. Love y'all. Hey, neighbor, I got to work overnight. Can you watch my kids?
Like nonstop.
So I've been in the hustle. I've been hustling the whole time. There is no time to process this. There is no time to
really grieve.
No, absolutely not. Absolutely.
Because even I'm learning that even through, and I'm not trying to be right. It's just what I feel I've grown to understand. It's like even if you're going through the process of being angry, or just lonely, or just depressed, like whatever those emotions are, that don't mean you're grieving.
Mm-mm.
You know,
And I got
a
on
lot of
medication.
times it actually is separate from grieving.
Yeah, I had to be medicated. I had to be medicated after my mom died. That's what made me left work, because I would be at green lights and people beeping the horn, but I'm in a daze. So sometimes I'd be driving in a daze and not even realize I'm behind the wheel. Or that moment I had a panic attack at work. We was real busy. I used to work. I was a manager for the Burger King in Walmart out Hanover. So people shopping. It just got busy. And I started freaking out and I had a panic attack because I thought that everybody in the line knew my mama was dead.
Mm.
It just felt like everybody was watching me and I was going through death anxiety. That is a real thing. That is a real thing when you think you're going to die. Every day I thought I was going to die.
Mm.
And so I end up going to see a therapist. And after they pretty much did my intake process and I was honest with them, they put me on 3 different medications. One for anxiety, one for insomnia, and one was for like a mood stabilizer. So that's another thing that assisted with me being dry with my kids, because at this point I don't have a personality. There's nothing there. I'm just trying to survive, and I'm tired of waking up with my heart rate high thinking I'm dying. I
So
need
you just feel like
something.
it's existing. You just
Yeah, I didn't care. And I got myself off the medication. That's what makes me proud, because I could have used it as a crutch. I
most people
stayed on it
will
for
agree.
6 months. I stayed on 6 months because one thing I learned in this life is that everything is perspective. And what I mean by that is, I know I have anxiety.
Mm-hmm.
I know I've been suffering with depression all my life. It's a chemical imbalance. I know this. I know the type of environments, people, places, and things that trigger me. So I got 2 options: be aware, or act oblivious. So I have trichomania, and trichomania is basically when you pull the hairs out your body, eyelashes, eyebrows, it don't matter. So I mean, one day you might see me, I got a whole eye full of eyelashes, and the next day I might look like I'm bald. I'm just bald. So again, but knowing this, I don't go around. I try to stay away from chaos. Chaos is a trigger for me. People getting rowdy, or I know if I'm around somebody and they like starting stuff, we can't be friends no more, because not only are you going to trigger my anxiety, see, now I'm aggressive because I look at myself as a protector. So now I'm no longer in this soft ray of sunshine. Now I think that I'm on the battlefield and it's time to go. And that's not who I want to be. I don't want to have to be angry, aggressive, vicious, mean. Going back to what we talked about earlier, right? Becoming this person.
Exactly.
That person scares me. That little girl that blacked out. That wasn't her last blackout. That wasn't the first time that the last time I scared myself with how angry I got and what I have done. That's scary. When you don't know the limits you'll go.
Right. Yeah.
If you look, just stay away from me. You don't like me, stay away from me. You got to just stay away. And people be like, oh, that's a trauma response. To a degree it is, right? But I'm okay with that trauma response.
Right. You can handle
because
that.
it keeps me safe and protected. I don't want to be angry. I just want to be a ray of sunshine. That's it. And if you don't have that energy, please stay away from me because it's not going to be good for you. It's not going to be good for you. Just leave me alone and let me stay inside, you know?
Like I've heard so much of what you shared came full circle, right? Um, and I think that as a child, um, you were experiencing trying to get in tune with yourself. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't just about hearing a message or was that a warning. It was really more so trusting the God within. You know what I'm saying? Trusting yourself and understanding what's going on inside of you. Why? Because if something go left, or if something don't pan out, or something come down the pipeline you wasn't expecting, you gotta be able to contain yourself and get control of yourself. And you were young, so no fault of yours, right? But I'm just hearing that you were. It's almost like being in preparation to yeah. It's like you've been in preparation mode your whole life to get where you are now.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God, that's so deep, and I'm so proud of you.
Thank you.
Oh my God, it's like, and that's what I'm hearing. Like it's been preparation because no one can ever be prepared to lose, a loved one. In my opinion, I don't think there's any preparation for that.
Mm-hmm. No.
But there is something that I believe that can help us manage certain things if we understood them better when we were younger. Does that make sense? That don't mean you ain't gonna grieve. That don't mean you still ain't gonna pop up. That don't mean none of that.
You a great listener. I will say that. I got chills over here because you said the thing. You're a great listener. It's
like, wow. So that's, and so in your defense, you were in preparation mode. It wasn't, that don't mean that God meant get it at 10, get it at 12, get it at 22. No, that meant, no, you're going to keep hearing this, you're going to keep feeling this, you're going to keep experiencing this, because it's going to come a time in life where you're going to really need it. And then you're going to be able to utilize it. And that's how we are on this lab today. Yeah, that's how it is. Here we are. Crazy. God is amazing. I'm battle tested, April. Like, and I think that's where the drill sergeant come in with me. Like, don't get it twisted. Like, I had to learn how to relearn how to give people grace. Mm-hmm. I'm not big on excuses. I'm not, and that's down to my children. I've been battle tested my whole life. I'm still being battle tested. It's a journey. Yeah, it's a journey. It's not a test for you to pass and move on. No. This is life. This is who I am. This is what I was supposed to become. And I used to be mad about a lot of stuff that I went through. But the boundaries that I have around my life now, and I'm still working on them. Some people get a pass. It depends. You got a little, some people, I think I spoiled a bit. But for the most part, my people know, like, don't ask me a question if you don't want to know the answer. If I don't want to go, I'm going to say no. Like, and if I feel like you're using me, I'm going to cut you off. And I think that's where a lot of my enemies come from. Well, I know that's where a lot of my enemies come from. Because we could be talking every day on the phone, April. We're friends. We've had conversations about how you treat me already, how you make me feel. Now, whether you take an accountability or not, we've had these conversations. But then I become a ghost. So now I'm looked at as heartless. Oh, she just cut me off. It's like, no, since 1945, I've been telling you that I don't like this. I've been telling you, and I wasn't going to change how I feel. People want you to change how you feel about their mistreatment, and it's a no for me. Yeah. So it's not that I just be cutting people off. You had 20 years, but you thought I would never leave because you took use of my heart. My heart, my mom used to say, don't wear your heart on your sleeve. Don't wear your heart on your sleeve. April, I did not know what that lady meant. Even the
Bible speaks of that. Guard your heart. Guard your heart. April, I didn't know what that means about 3 years ago. Okay. It's about 3 years ago. It's like, oh, I'm supposed to be guarding it from all these.
Right. From all the people that love me.
Oh, that's why I keep getting my feelings hurt. Oh, I trust these people. I'm not letting them earn trust. I'm just giving everybody trust.
Giving everybody grace, giving everybody trust, giving everybody time.
Yeah, it's like absolutely not.
Story of my life.
Categories. People I would just never talk to. I don't care. You can try to convince me. That's a good person. Nope, that's my spirit. I got the spirit, my people tell me not to talk to. Associates and people that I care for. That's my 3.
Yeah. And it's something to learn for sure, especially when you love someone. You know what I'm saying? You feel like you're being honest with someone and considerate of someone. Yeah, that's the story of my life. Like I can be on that topic forever. Every time I feel like I've learned it, 2 years later, I realize I'm back at point A. Like, I thought I learned that. I thought I set boundaries. How am I back here again? And so, because that's what I'm perceiving. Yes. It's like every day we could be bored. It's like, that's what ain't nobody that's not in my life don't know why. So you can't say I cut you off or I ghost you because I have a conversation first. You might even get more than one. But never just click, boom, because I'm so vocal. And for me, it's, I won't get too far into it, but for me, like, I don't even know how some people are moving out here because if I say something stupid to you, I'm at 3 a.m. saying, dang, I should have said that. Maybe I have to bring that up. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know how people be moving out here. Like, I have and so that's why I know when it comes down to that, I can be like, click, the light switch goes off and never comes back on. I thought that was your, but what happened? It's like, I had the conversation. Like I have zero tolerance.
Yeah.
Once I've learned to understand exactly the epitome of who I am and whose I am, I don't have tolerance. I don't care if I've been on you 20 years, 30 years, watch your kids, cook up with your none of that's just history to me. And it's no grudges. No issues. So yeah, that's it's good. That's a healthy place to be in. People on social media just glamorize it. That's why I hate like the whole cut off epidemic and things like this whole no contact era. It's like they glamorize it. It's not. I don't think many people have experienced the process of getting to that place to understand. No, this is not abrupt, brutal, evil, or conniving. It's none of that. It's actually very healthy. It's extremely healthy. And so someone wants to just give you praises for your healing journey. Your journey wasn't just for you. You can help a little of people you can help people get delivered while you continue to heal.
Thank you.
And you already know it. It's in your energy, your aura, your personality, and that's something I've seen from afar. And so now I just have the evidence. So this is just confirmation for what I've already done online. I gotta tell you. And so I told myself I'm gonna do better and stop letting these interviews go over 2 hours. And so we're at 2 hours. And I told myself I gotta do better. My husband's like 4 hours. That's it. Like 4 hours. 4 hours.
Look, so somebody asked me earlier. They said, "How long are you gonna be interviewing?" I said 2 hours minimum.
I was trying to say right there. I promise you. And so okay, so that's so 23. So that's why I asked about 2023. So you felt like you were getting your healing and you were growing. And so what are some of the things you got involved in 2023? Like what manifested? What did you bring forward?
My workout game was crazy.
Okay.
I was going hard. I created a vision board and I created a prayer board. I think the prayer board came about 2022. And between working out and my prayer closet, I just suggest a person don't breathe on me too hard, because I promise you, I be seeing it in real time, and it's faith is so strong, and miraculous things are so prevalent that you almost scared. You know, when things you manifest or things you pray for happen, it's scary.
Yeah.
But that's what I locked into. Me. For the
Yeah.
first time in life, I was selfish about me. I've always done things for everybody else. So I locked into myself, started eating right, what better. I always been health conscious because my mom, so I've always had some knowledge of it, but like really locking into what I'm eating, what I'm reading, what I'm watching, being intentional about what I'm feeding my spirit, because I knew that, and I know you can attest to this, April. The stronger you are into your faith and just tapping into yourself, you actually become more gangster. You just acquire gangster.
I'm trying to tell you.
You actually are more body than you were when you was out here being crazy.
They don't understand it though. They don't get. Thank you for that. Because people don't be getting it. I just get quiet. You know.
So you straddle it, right?
Yeah, yeah.
But the attacks get stronger,
Very
right?
much so.
As you navigating this, you start to the point where sometimes I get mad, say, shoot, I let that person trick me. Like, I ain't see that. Because you start to live in this life, and so it becomes regular, but you don't realize the anointing that's over your life.
Yeah.
You don't realize that covering that's over your life, and those blessings that start to come in when you really just tap into yourself. So I just started doing all the things. I've always done music, podcasts, but it was like around that time was like, I believe in me. I don't care who don't. I don't care who think I deserve to be here, belong here. I don't care. I stopped caring about what everybody else's opinion was about me. And I saw the result of that.
And so
that's where I was at.
So is that when you started the podcast then? Was that 23? No, that was a little later.
I've been podcasting. I mean, I had Mizz D Presents. That was back in like 2019, 20.
Oh, okay.
I was on a pod called Smoke Talk Conversations. I did Woman Talk Wednesday. That was another podcast of mine. And then I've been with the Creator 4 since they started. And that's been like 4 years. So I've been podcasting about 7-8 years.
Okay.
Nothing new. Is just different because I don't care. Like,
you're in a different space. You're so spiritually mature.
Yes. Because like one thing my sister told me, and it sticks to me, and it wasn't the first time I heard it, but it was like reiteration. The same way you feel about one like on your page, you should feel about 20,000. Neither one of them should sway you. The one like shouldn't make you feel less than, and the 20,000 likes shouldn't make you feel on top of the world, because 19,000 of those people can switch on you tomorrow, and then you get a one like, and that one like gonna make you feel inadequate.
Yeah.
So whether my posts go up or not, I have the same feeling. Nothing. Okay, what's the next grind?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Because it's not about validation anymore. And I noticed that the more I stop caring about validation, it does irritate people's demons.
Very much so.
They start to pull back from you because they can see your confidence. Confidence shows. When you're not confident in yourself, people can smell it on you.
Oh, I'm talking a mile away. Yeah.
I mean, what? So that's more so what I started doing, walking with my head high. Accepting who I am. And it don't mean that I don't still struggle with it. But like, I'm that. I'm all that and a bag of potato chips.
Yeah, the big bag too.
With the hot sauce on the side. I am doing it, honey. I'm living my best life. I'm living out my dreams. So I'm already successful.
Right, exactly. Because
I'm already
success starts within. Success is that. Society is teaching us that success is in all of the likes and the followers and the this. Is like,
Yep.
true success is within. You
Yep.
manifest success.
I manifested my success.
Yeah, I love it. I'm proud of you. That's so what's up. That's so what's up. Okay, so what was your first movie? Was it the R?
The first movie. The first movie, so it's funny. So the first completed movie was
Okay.
the R.
Okay.
But the first movie it's actually a movie called Last Day. And that took us 3 to 4 years to film it. We just finished filming it last summer.
Oh, okay.
So technically, my first movie was Last Day, but my first completed movie was the R series.
Okay. Okay. So you
Yes.
did the R, you did Sweet Thing. So was
Yes.
acting something you always wanted to do, or was just Richmond just being Richmond, just just handing out opportunities like y'all do in Richmond?
You talk for a circle, April, and you really hit it on the head. I promise you, I'm not doing nothing I didn't do when I was a kid. My mama used to write plays. She used to write plays when I'm 5, 6, 7 years old. We got to memorize lines. So I've been acting since I was a kid. I was actually in the choir at 2 years old. And we don't mean like goo goo gaga. We mean like leading full choruses and solos. I took drama in high school.
You mentioned that.
I'm living in my I
Living.
went back to childhood. Everything I'm doing now, I just went back to childhood.
Can
It's
I
just
take that little girl you was so satisfied right now?
oh
Girl,
man.
you is so satisfied.
Let me tell you something, April. This is how intentional I was about loving myself and never letting nobody treat me bad again. When I made my vision board I told you about, I have my baby picture on there when I'm about 6 months to a year old. I would never let nobody mistreat her. I would never look at that baby and let anybody mistreat her. I look at that vision board every day. No one will ever mistreat her again, ever. And if you do, chopping block. Just that simple. Chopping block. I love her. I love her.
Yeah.
I love her and she loves me and I protect her now. She's
And
safe.
that is a place where a lot of us have to get eventually.
Yeah.
I don't. Anyway, I think I'll open up another 30 minutes if I get too far into that. But a lot of us don't realize the little girl we still battling with.
Yes.
We 30, 40, 50. We still struggling with 12-year-old me.
Yes.
Realize that, I'm still hurting from 13, 15-year-old me. And that's deep, man. Yeah, you've done so much work on yourself. I'm sure you're proud of yourself. Your children should be proud of you. The community is clearly proud of you. Right? Your hands in everything. You here, you there, you doing this, you doing that. And I was like, that's what I couldn't wait to sit there. I was like, that's no something.
Yes, I've been waiting for this interview. I was so scared because I'm like, the same way you felt my energy, I felt yours. I said April is gonna put it out of me. I'm probably gonna cry at least one time minimum because I'm a crybaby anyway. But I could pick up on your energy, like you said. It was your energy. It was your spirit. The way I see you navigate people. One thing I want to give you a shout out about because I like to give people their flowers because you always bigging up your guests. I just want you to know, thank you for providing a safe space because I noticed when you're interviewing people, what made me okay with coming on, you're very gentle with people's stories. You practice the pause a lot. You think before you word something. You're not looking for gossip. You're looking for healing. You're looking for a story. You're looking for a truth. So thank you for that.
Thank you for acknowledging that, because that is absolutely accurate. Because it's easy to find gossip. It's easy to, that's just, y'all don't really want no parts of that. So, man, I know we 2:14. I'm sorry that I got 14 minutes over. I said, that's what I'm
Tell her to leave you alone on this one. Tell him. Tell him your guest was prepared.
I gotta blame y'all. I can tell you, I be trying. Look, if somebody said it'd be so good though. Actually, that's a lie. I don't be trying. Actually, no, I don't even be thinking about the time. You know what I'm saying? I mean, listen to what I'm trying to tell you. I could have said it better. Oh, bless you, Rue. That's what's up. Could have said it better. She definitely listens. I feel like that's what I'm here for. I'm supposed to listen. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm supposed to be able to, and not only that, I thank God for the ability and discernment to be able to hear what's not being said. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And actually getting some sincere revelation out of it to share. Like, I think that's really, really, really big for me. We're gonna get out of here. I got a few questions.
You say you got some questions, some closeout questions?
I got a few closeout questions.
Let's roll. Look, I'm here. You already got me out my element now, Ava. Don't pull the rug and then back the rug up. Because I am ready. I said the questions come at the end. I'm ready for them.
I have questions. A few. When I really got a ton of them in front of me, but we're gonna get through this. Okay, so I want you to finish the sentence. Okay. Okay. So the insecurity that I'm still healing from is
being seen.
The part of me I try to hide is
my vulnerability.
I pretend to be confident when
I'm around people that I know don't want me confident.
Deep down I fear
dying without a mate.
I can't make this stuff up. I promise you, I really don't. My fear of death becomes strong
when too much good has been happening.
Grief changed the way I view life because
it let me know that I wasn't in control.
Losing my mother forced me to
grow up.
The hardest thing about grief is
the back and forth. 1 year you're okay, the next year you on the floor balled up in fetal position.
if I could have a conversation with my mom, it would be,
I just hope you proud.
I wish people could understand that death anxiety is
Real and traumatic and can be lifelong.
even in rooms full of love, I still feel.
Unloved and unseen.
People think healing looks like
Just a good day, a smile, some money, nice clothes,
the woman I am today was created by.
pain.
My pain pushed me to.
Push it to the limit.
Do a true or false. Success can sometimes be a distraction for grief.
True.
Losing your mother changes how you love others.
True.
Strength is sometimes just pain with no place to go.
True.
You could be healed and still hurting.
True.
You don't realize how much your mother shaped you until she's gone.
True.
Healing requires you to face things you tried to avoid.
True.
Sometimes we mourn the relationship we wish we had, not just the person.
True. Definitely true.
Unspoken emotions can turn into anxiety later in life.
True.
Do you think that you were emotionally disconnected at some point and that got in the way of possibly finding love?
I think quite the opposite. I think that it got with a lot of foolishness.
Mm.
Unfortunately, vulnerability only works for people with genuine intentions. So if what I'm going through is too much for you, then we're not meant to be. We do have free will, but if I'm too much, then we're not meant to be, because I come with all of this. So if your intentions aren't pure, because are we digging, right? I mean, a person with a good eye and with the type of, especially if we supposed to be equally yoked, you got to have the same heart I have. If you don't have that heart, you don't get it. Does that mean abuse people? No. Me being emotionally unavailable didn't tell me abusing anybody. It meant me staying guarded and keeping trash away from me.
What hurt? What hurt the most was
That's hard. Is if we talking about a person or a situation, or can I use both?
and you can use whatever feels sincerely connected to that. I don't want to box it.
Sincerely connected to that was losing my nephew, um, losing my mother, and betrayal. Betrayal.
Does betrayal keep you from trusting people?
Yes. I think everybody got a motive until they prove me different.
Has that caused you to possibly be paranoid of others?
Yes. It's caused distance sometimes. Um, I had a friend cry to me one time. It was like, Denise, when I do wrong, you always got something to say. But when I do good, you don't acknowledge me. And I've been around you long enough to prove that I really love you. She had to tell me, like, Denise, I genuinely love you as a friend. But it took her to say that for me to start checking how I treat my friends and people around me. It took that.
Yeah, I can see that. Just a few more. People often minimize emotionally bullying because there's no physical scars.
True.
Childhood bullying creates adult insecurities.
True.
If there was one thing you could say to your sister that was closer in age to you, what would it be?
Go heal so you can have relationships with people.
Sometimes I struggle with the thought that
I'm going to fail.
the older I get, the more oh no, I lost you. I don't see you. Okay. You can hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Uh-oh. You can't hear me? What is it doing? I can hear you and see you. You can't.
Can you still hear me, April?
I can hear you and I can see you. Mm-hmm. I had 2 more questions. I told myself I was going to get off at 2:30, so maybe that's a sign to stop me from going any further.
Can you hear me?
Yep, I can hear you. I can hear you and I can see you. Okay. But you know, I
Awesome.
can hear you and
Okay.
see you the whole time. You couldn't hear. I saw you and heard you the whole time. She was just sitting there. I was like, okay, she can't hear me or see me. I'm doing this. And I'm like, you hear me and see me. That's okay. I told myself I was going over 2:30. That was my sign. I said I was going over 2:30. That was my sign. That was my sign. That was my sign. I appreciate you trusting me. Um, I appreciate you sitting down with me. I think this was I can truly and honestly say that you have been through a healing journey, right? I don't think it's just a mask, right? Some of us do it because we're tired of hurt. We just want to act healed, so maybe thinking that's going to do it. But I can tell you definitely been on a healing journey. May you continue. Much success to everything that you do and put your hands to. Shout out to Richmond. Shout out to Richmond. Shout out to Richmond. I'm telling y'all, I told my husband, and see, my husband are very much alike. And when I be telling him, he was like, man, that's good. I'm like, man, we gotta get to Richmond. I'm telling you,
Yes.
we gotta do a Richmond, DC Beltway something. I'm telling you, we gotta do something. No, sirs, you guys represent the core of what we stand for. Y'all represent that. And I love it how it's not just a sister or cousin or a friend, like y'all from all over and just find a way and link up and create opportunities for one another. And that is what we need culturally everywhere. I think you got a great example of community and village, man. I don't know what's going on in Richmond, but y'all need to be awarded. I'm serious, man. This is real for me. Y'all need to be acknowledged for what each and every one of y'all are doing, because it takes a village. I mean, maybe one person, maybe more supportive, or end of the day, y'all doing it together, man.
Yes.
And it's all the women come together and all the dudes, like, man, y'all pushing through egos and oh man, let's go. I just be cheek to cheek talking about Richard, I'm telling you. And we're gonna figure out something. We're gonna make something happen. I promise you.
Yes.
Once or twice a year we do something. And I'm already talking to my son like, man, we gotta try to figure out to link up with Richmond. We gotta figure something out. So we're gonna figure something out. It's just too dear to my heart. It's just too heavy. And this is every Tuesday I'm reminded of it, right? So, but what you got something going on you want to bring up before we go? And then you got the comedy show and it's a few
days. The 28th. Yes, that's Thursday. Yes. Okay. Dates running back to back. June 28th. Hit me up, man. We got the Joke Off. Third annual Joke Off. Our first year collaborating with the Charged Up Fest. I got tickets on that. Come out, have a good time. We got some major comedians on that from all over. June 30th. I got a show called Big Mama's House. Me along with other artists as well. Come pop out, check me out with that. June 28th, y'all get them tickets for the His Crown, Her Heels fashion show. Okay, it's definitely gonna be dramatic and over the top. I got a special surprise outside of modeling for you guys. So pop out. If I'm missing anything, charge it to my head and not my heart. But Man, keep checking your girl out, man. You just never know, man.
What's your social? Somebody's asking how they can find your films and other things. So give me your social. I'm gonna put it out there, but
Yes. So on IG, you can find me at The Real, and that's TheReal MIZZD, The Real Mizz D 804. Or a quick Google search. If you just put in MIZZD, I promise you, my LinkedIn, my all the streaming sites, all my socials, all my videos. If you put in MIZZD in Google, it'll take you wherever you need to go.
that's what's up. That's what's up. That's what's up. Thank you. Let me get my shout out now. All right, anybody looking for any investment properties in DC, Maryland, Virginia, Florida, or Georgia, you can reach out to me. I'm about to get some stuff out in Richmond too. It just only makes sense not to.
Yeah.
Because I know we don't go that far out in Virginia, but we're gonna make a change up on
Come
that.
on with us, Ava. Come on with us.
Yeah. Anybody look for any rental properties in DC, Maryland, or Virginia? You can reach out to me. Any electrical service, whether it be commercial or residential, you can reach out to me. Any Athleta or Pearl, definitely go see your boy Rue. Definitely go see him. Also, my 18-year-old son, Be Empowered Clothing at BE_clothing. You can check him out. These are business for us, by us. Thank you, sis. Thank y'all for y'all support, y'all patience, and y'all diligence. Peace. I love it. Yes.
Thank you, Ava.
Thank you. We're gonna stay in touch. I'm telling you, seriously.
Yes, don't lose touch with me.
I won't, I promise.
All right.
Okay.
See ya.